her, sit still, my daughter, until thou know how the matter will fall. Now catch this. For the man, Boaz, will not be in rest until he have finished the thing this day. What do we find about Ruth before we get in our next message? Ruth now must wait patiently for Boaz, the Redeemer, to finish the work. Ruth must rest. Listen to this morning, church. This is where we are. We must leave Ruth resting while Boaz does his work of redemption. That's why the writer said, Jesus, I am resting. In the joy of what thou art, I am finding out the greatness of thy loving heart. So we bring Ruth to a place that many people in this day are not willing to do. They are always wanting to do something into the program of God. But brother, sister, let me say this. You're not the starter of your faith. You're not the start of your faith, and you're not the finisher of your faith. But Jesus is both the starter and the finisher of our faith. He's the author and the finisher. I want to say this. I didn't start my salvation, and I cannot finish my salvation. There's something in here that many people, and I don't mean this in a critical way, but even in the ranks of Christianity, they cannot settle down and let Christ finish what he started. So we leave Ruth, because watch, the scene that's going to open up this morning, the scene is what Boaz is doing. Though Ruth is in the picture by way of a benefactor, she is not in the picture in the sense of who's going to carry this out. Bear with me a minute. Ruth is this Gentile woman. She's a benefactor of what's fixing to happen. But she herself cannot have anything to do with it. She must sit in a place of rest and wait and have confidence that Boaz will carry out what he promised he would carry out. The work of redemption, chapter 4 of Ruth, which to me, I have to be honest with you, is probably one of the most powerful chapters I've studied. I am just overwhelmed this morning with what lays in this chapter. But here, Naomi, Boaz tells her, you wait till in the morning. Because Boaz understood. Now watch, Boaz understands something. Boaz understood that somebody was near kinsman than what he was. And Boaz, when he comes, is not going to break the law. Let's watch this. Boaz, Christ, will fulfill the law, not break the law. So he says, in the morning, I'll go down there and I'll find the near kinsman. What's Ruth supposed to do? There's nothing for Ruth to do but just wait. Just watch. Naomi tells her, hey, you know what? I want you to sit right here. Don't you move. You sit here. You've done your part. You sit right here. You wait now, because this man that fell in love with you, he is not going to rest until he finishes what he has started. Amen? Brother, that's the way I see Christ this morning. Ain't no sense in us getting all upset and wondering what's going to happen. There's somebody in greater control of this than ourselves. We might as well just be patient. We might as well rest. We might as well relax, because Christ is in control and he will finish what he has started. But what happens is, now watch, I just want it to unfold for a minute. When Boaz goes down there, there is a potential block of this marriage. Because watch, Boaz did not just want to redeem Elimelech's field. That's fine. He gets more land. He's already got land. He definitely don't want to marry Naomi. Boaz is in love. Amen. So when he goes down there, he ain't going down there that morning to just buy land. He's going down there because he's got a woman on his mind. You understand what would make a man do what Boaz did? It was because Boaz was in love. Do you understand what made Christ do what he did? He was in love. But now watch. Because when he goes down there is a potential blockage to this marriage. There is something that Boaz has to deal with that is setting in the way of him marrying this Gentile woman. So it says in Ruth, the 3rd chapter, it is true, he says, that I am thy near kinsman. Howbeit, now watch the blockage, there is a kinsman nearer than I. So this kinsman that is near between Ruth and Boaz, this near kinsman has to be given, in a minute you'll see it, first refusal. And Boaz knows that in order for him to marry this Gentile woman, this near kinsman has to be dealt with. Come on, church. And we've already showed you who the near kinsman was. It was Lucifer. So in order for Christ to marry this woman, Gentile woman, who he's in love with, he's got to deal with this near kinsman. Amen. So what happens? He said, tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, if he will perform unto thee the part of the kinsman, let him do the kinsman work. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't going to break his own word to get this woman. But if he will not do it, the part of the kinsman unto thee, then I will do the part of the kinsman to thee. As the Lord liveth, lie down until the morning. In other words, when the morning and the sun rises, the story is going to be changed. I can imagine when Boaz got up that morning and said, Ruth, it is the rising of the sun. Things is changing around here. Something's going to happen this day. 2,000 years ago, it was the rising of the sun. In this age, it is the rising of the sun. Christ has risen again. He's going to finish his work of a kinsman redeemer. So we see here, now watch, the nearest of kinsmen had what we call first claim. Or the other word is, he has first refusal to redeem the lands and indeed this widow. Now think about this, because here's what's strange. When Boaz goes down there, Brother Larry, to deal with this near kinsman, you ever thought about this? The Bible does not record the name of that kinsman. You can't find the name of that near kinsman. It's not recorded then, and it's not recorded nowhere else in the Bible. In other words, the name of this near kinsman that refused to pay the price, he won't even be known of anymore one day. When he was presented with it and refused to pay the price, his name is never brought up. Because, now watch this, because he wouldn't carry on his brother's name, his name was not even going to be called. It was not even going to be mentioned in the scriptures. May I say it this way? Christ came to redeem. Satan had first choice, but Satan couldn't pay the price. So there'll come a day that Satan won't even be known of no more. He will be annihilated. It'll just be Boaz and Ruth, Christ and the bride.